Welcome back to the Bazaar. I'm Minko, and I've been grinding Stell like mad. I've been doing twice daily uploads until now. I'm going to take a small break, not do 2 uploads a day. Part of that is because I'm trying to make a Stell guide, and to that end, I want to get as high on the ladder as I can with Stell. I want to play the hell out of her, really explore some of the other things gods have been saying that I haven't really been seeing as much of. And you will notice that I've been grinding quite a lot. I'm finally in top 50 on Legend. And to get here, we have needed to do some obscene grinding. We're currently at like 9 point something average wins over around 70 games, and it's getting progressively longer and longer to climb towards the top of Legend. But I wanted to see if I could break into top 10 before I make the guide, and I wanted to spend some time exploring the alternative strats with stuff like Ball Blaster and Pill Buggy and the tool-based infinites. And I have been seeing some success with them in this climb, but mostly it's just that I've learned how to open up myself to other strategies and be more flexible in the early game and know a little bit more about the broken stuff in the late game. Let's see if we can show off any of that today. All right, first hour, Quicksil's too expensive to roll. We need some good economy events at some point, so I'm gonna take 4 gold. I'm actually pretty okay with JJ over Jungle Ruins here. If I don't go JJ, it's very possible that I just end up not having a good pair of shops on day 1, so I kind of need to go JJ here. Aerial turret's a pretty clear direction for the rest of the run. I'm probably only going to 1 more shop, so it's worth rolling here in my eyes. Gunsight's obviously good, but you will note that we don't actually make the damn thing fly yet, so it's a little bit sad right now. Now, my experience has been that it's very rare for train to actually matter, so I'm gonna go for Haunting Gamona. I actually do think Haunting Flight's pretty good. If you find yourself transitioning to Runabout fairly early on, or using a Grandmaster to upgrade this to gold, it opens up a lot more different ways to use the Runabout than it normally would. For pretty much everything else, like for a stop-start build, it's not a big deal. But specifically for Runabout, Haunting Flight can make your build a lot more flexible and help you transition into it. Can't even talk. Help you transition into it a lot faster. Anyways, this is going to take till Sandstorm. We're not getting anywhere quickly, so I'll be editing forward just a little bit. And I'll also be taking a moment to remind you that you can sub to the channel for more daily Bazaar content just like this. And if you could drop a like on the video, it would be greatly appreciated. It really does help the video get more traction, help the channel grow, and it means a lot to me. Anyways, Kimono goes down. What do we get? Nothing, as always. Andy's a fine shot, but I kind of have to click Finn here. The only thing I could possibly steal off Andy to fix my board is a Flysicle, and that's not even particularly likely to fix it because it's a 6-second cooldown, right? Happy to roll here. And that's miserable. I'll take 18 gold over the course of the run. Thank God it's Ayla. Oh, that's terrifying. So if I buy the Ball Blaster and roll, I can sell this and I can still afford Karakara on page 2. Okay. We have to buy the Ball Blaster because there's a chance that like we just can't do what we want on the second page. There's an argument to take Box Cutter and leave. I don't think that's good enough to reliably win on day 1. We get the Karakara, problem solved.
Make me proud.
So then the question becomes, is it worth selling the Ball Blaster to pick up darts or Clockwork Disc? I think the answer is no. And while I would really prefer to have a joystick than a Red Lantern right now and charge this and start up faster, this is still a perfectly solid place to be. Looking at Flintstones, Microdave, Cleaver, Satcom, that is 4 burn. This is a surprisingly large Cleaver. I'm glad he doesn't have better weapons than the Cleaver. I'm still a little bit worried, but I'm pretty sure we kill him first. I don't know, that's a lot of burn. It stacks, like the timing works out really well for him. It does proliferate as well. I think we barely get there in time though. Yeah. We were probably going to die before this went off again, but it's really close. We get there all the same. And one of the things that I've gotten much better is navigating that early day, right? Like if I hadn't done that first door in the past, I would have skipped JJ, gone to that Jungle Ruins to push economy even harder, and not had the Red Lantern and the Gyro Gunsight. I've been tremendously weaker on day 1. I also wouldn't have had the wherewithal to take Ball Blaster and know that it might just be perfectly fine on its own. And I've started seeing more and more mid-game builds where I'm actually running Ball Blaster and Aerial Turret at the same time, and it's not what I want to be doing, but it's perfectly sufficient. Anyway, Pinfeather, I've actually slowly come to realize is just not a very good shop. It's too expensive to roll, and it's kind of just for Aerial Turret Karakara unless you're doing fly cycling. If you're doing fly cycling, then it's great. But if you're doing fly cycling, that's like the 3rd best thing this character can be doing, and both Ball Blaster and Aerial Turret are stupid consistent because of how small the pool of medium weapons is. I am gonna go Ayla here. Getting the Karakara upgrade's a big deal. Right. So we want that. You show me private runabout day 1. I'm buying private, well, first possible day 2. Losing the headset sucks, but probably what I'm doing, right? Sorry, headset, it was all a prank. So like this, it gets down to 4 speed, pretty big buff. It's probably worse for now. Like, this is the awkward thing that happens a lot of the time when you pick up a super early runabout. It's actually just worse than an aerial turret when your board is so small, when you don't have that many items to actually start flight. Now, that said, we don't have to worry about it against Ether, right? We kind of have to worry about Ether, right? If it gets an early crit, like first attack crit, it can beat this board. But generally speaking, aerial turret just bullies the shit out of Ether, right? It did get a crit, just not on the first attack, so we're like ramped up and can easily put the shield back down already.
Turn the lights off when you leave.
I'm feeling incredibly optimistic about this run. There are a couple of big things I'm trying to build towards right now. Runabout is one of them. It is such an incredible amount of damage. Also, Finn is very, very valuable. There's so many aggressive builds. Having just like a lot of base regen is very helpful for the run. Okay, so I think it's gonna be awkward no matter what, because I can't like get everything positioned how I would want it, right? This gets me a 4-speed runabout, and that ends up being worth doing. Do I think 20 damage is worth more? Probably. You want to hold that for later, though. Red Lantern's still incredible. It's a kind of jank day too. Generally speaking, you want to find like a control stick or something to speed up your aerial turret build, or start integrating some damage stuff with the ball blaster and sort of running both boards. The ball blaster aerial turret hybrid's more of a day 3 thing, but you don't want to just like put in runabout and be slow still on day 2, because like this is a lot of poison. It's actually slow enough that we could lose, I think. I don't think we're going to. It looks like I'm overestimating how weak runabout can be. I don't know. We were 3 seconds from dead. But that's also overkilled by like 200 in those 3 seconds. It's sketchy. I don't like runabout when my top speed for the runabout is 4 seconds. It's never fast. But we should be able to fix that very soon. Hello, Andy. Angle grinder helps, not what I'm really looking for. I prefer ornithopters and flycycles. The reason I prefer flycycles, by the way, or sorry, ornithopters and flycycles, is because these are vehicles. The most broken thing you can do, and I've done so many runs like this, if you're in my personal Discord, you see me posting screenshots of them, is you want to run a launch tower build where runabout just starts combat at 1 second. And that is very, very obtainable in the current meta and the current balance patch. So that's what we're going to be aiming for most of this run. I think I want to upgrade B1, B2, the Red Lantern, and the Karakara here. Yeah, no reason to spend extra cash. This is fine. Who's the day 3 hard fight? I'm literally forgetting. It's Scout Trooper and who else? Is it just Scout Trooper now that they moved to the right? Someone else is here. Anyway, go for the ticket. It doesn't matter.
Everybody watch. I'm about to blitz this noob.
More and more, I've started to wonder if Temple Expedition is worth it. I think if I've already got like the perfect enchant for my build, I'm actually considering skipping Temple sometimes. I've never done it, but more and more I'm like, man, I can't get bonus experience at the Temple, and I've already got an Obsidian runabout. Why would I go? But you have to be in a tremendously good spot to even consider that, where it's like you're thinking about it because you already have unlimited gold and a good enchant before you start day 9, right? It's a lot to ask for. I go for a medium item here. I don't really need to go to Barcoon. It's fairly unlikely that I see exactly what I want with the runabout upgrade. If I hold on to this, I could theoretically upgrade it to upgrade my runabout, which is good, I guess. And I think I want to run better flight and not crit. Yeah, we're just floating Red Lantern for ages. We're not running that. And for the B1, B2, we get a bit of damage here. Personally, I think the Flycycle upgrade is probably more important. There's also an argument to upgrade the Red Lantern, even though it's not on my board. Right now, this goes off at 5 seconds, and then the runabout triggers. So there's actually no real benefit to upgrading Flycycle on my current board. Either way, it's basically a tentative for the future sort of thing. Like, Flycycle is really important because it's a 1-slot vehicle, not because anything on the card is good or scales well with upgrades. Also, it has a flight trigger on it. It's like the bare minimum. It's just not a lot of cards meet that criteria. I'm gonna grab this toolbox. If it happens to even orbital polisher in like the next 2 days, it could be very, very good. Gonna float this headset. Can't imagine I run it for a while, unfortunately, but I am gonna try to use it. Is that true? If I were to drop it and run this way, how would that play out? 1, 2, 3, 4 flights, and eventually I would get a 5th one. And that would be slow. Well, yeah, because you positioned your board wrong. You do it this way. Now I get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 flights. At 12 seconds, I'll have flown 7 items guaranteed. Yeah, it does time out that way. So this is definitely the way to play it. And the headset to speed me up marginally is probably worth more to me, I think. Also, the 40% crit chance is a big deal. The aerial turret's fairly slow. And I want to hold on to aerial turret because it might get upgraded with drafting table and I could use the economy. Is this a drone? It is a drone. Hold on. Yeah, I'll grab that too, actually.
Use that for the good.
And I'll toss my worthless piggle. We only generate the 1 item? No, we generate 2 items, so I need to toss this too. Okay. Economy sorted, finally stumbled through my opening board. It's a little bit on the slow side, especially into Vanessa. Vanessa is the person that's going to stop your runs early game with stealth. Sea Shadow's not very common early at. Double Mantis Shrimp. No slows, double Mantis Shrimp. Okay. What's the crit chance? 20%. Oni Mask, take the wheel. Oni Mask whiffed, no crits. Looks like it wouldn't have mattered with good RNG anyway. This dude's definitely got a lot of pieces for a cool build, but it's obviously just like he spent all of his gold getting the cool stuff and it's not a cohesive build yet. I'm interested in seeing where that goes. It's a shame I won't get to. Toc's an incredible vendor. Later on, it can sell Hanger, which is the most broken item up there with Runabout for Stell right now. A lot of optimizing Stell is knowing what the best paths are to winning reliably in the late game. One of them is Runabout. There are a couple of different Runabout builds, but the best ones are the launch towers. Another one is the Hanger stuff you can do with Toc to... Essentially, it's great for the same reasons as Old Library, where it just cripples your opponent's builds. And it's also speeding you up. But for now, he's great because he can sell Ornithopter. We'll gladly take an upgrade on the headset. That's a big deal. Come on, Ornithopter. Can't always get what you want. What did we upgrade, by the way, with this? The delivery drone. That's perfect. That's fantastic news. Sharpening Stone's also a really good hit. The upgraded one as well. I'm going to take a small non-weapon item because of the teeny tiny chance it could be Ornithopter. Paper Plane is so close, yet so far away. Anyway, we'll fight Hellbilly. That's a very good fight. Left-handed is great for the build we're playing. The ticket's obviously insane. I don't think there's any chance we're doing anything cool with textiles, but there is an infinite possibility with it. We use textiles, restorative enchant the Red Lantern, and then it just infinite combos the Runabout, right? So if I see a textiles, you bet I'm holding it.
Dead grassers remember. You gon'
It's a little bit awkward for like actually getting the flight required, though. I'm not sure to be able to do it. I'm just gonna sell this now, right? Yeah, I'm gonna need the space. I'm happy to go Midsworth. Potential upgrade on the Runabout. 20% crit chance just isn't nothing. Like, I talk a lot about Red Lantern being very good because you can deadly enchant it. Just like spend 4 gold, float it, deadly enchant it, 100% crit. It just does that at Diamond already. Like, yeah, just upgrade it. Just get there the hard way. And I want to roll because I could get some very important upgrades. Not what I was really looking for. I'm going to do it, though. Ooh. Depending on ordering, there's like a chance that's actually worse at silver than at bronze. I hope that's not how the game works. I think I made a mistake buying that. That was probably just a straight waste of gold no matter how you slice it. Shatter can be very, very good, but like the only sources of freeze are Weather Machine, which doesn't fit on a board with Runabout, and the Ice Bomb, which stops flying. So easy Noisy Cricket for us. Normally we spend 4 gold rolling for that side of stuff. Blood Reef Raider's fantastic. Any extra fight's fantastic. I don't really care about this one in general. Back in the day when I first started playing stuff, like, yeah, we're gonna buff Nicola. What do I need Nicola for? It takes 4 seconds to activate. Ideally, my opponent's dead before Ammo Stash can go off. Kind of like that, actually. Nice Invuln Potion, buddy. I think the build's looking pretty solid for day 4, if you ask me. That seemed like a really messed up way for that fight to play out. I could hold this for multiple days for Mandala, or stop that. Don't even consider it. That's ridiculous. Let's just be on with their lives. Reminder that we basically don't have skills as well. We just got Noisy Cricket. That one's nice. But until now, we've had Arbitrage and nothing. This is just like the baseline functionality of Cell's weapon kit. He bought all of the quest. My man just learned about Mac, and he is learning the painful lesson we all learned at some point, which is, oh, if you haven't done any of the quests, then none of my items do anything. Unlike Runabout, which does everything. It killed the shit out of that man. Just a quick check. Did he activate things? Yeah, his items went off once. A little bit less than 5 times, but, you know, they did stuff.
I say anything can be improved if you have the parts.
Quixel, what do I want from you? I really want Ornithopter, but I appreciate the non-stop drip feed of sharpening stones. Shouldn't have sold it yet, but oh well, here we are. Is it worth spending 4 gold for that roll? Yeah, I'm pretty rich, actually. Andy, come on. You know you want to. More tools, huh? Yikes. Well,
if you want something big and ugly,
gonna keep pushing with that ticket. Also, Petrifying Gaze just straight up good. There's the like tiny argument where if you hit Petrifying Gaze, it opens up the Shatter line eventually, but mostly I care about Petrifying Gaze just because 1 second's a lot of time. And good average gold value, and ticket. And Paralytic Poison for whenever my greed of clicking Mountain Pass every time I see it inevitably gives me self-poison on start of combat. There's just enough things here. It's always a great fight, especially when that happens.
24% increase in fuel efficiency.
Just gonna toss the airplane. I can't really imagine with this build trying to go into a hang glider and that sort of stuff. Ayla, give me that upgrade, come on. Been sitting on this thing for days. Okay, so I pretty much always drop Kara. What if it does double the damage? Is it worth playing now? This sounds like a really good way to throw away a lot of money quickly. I'm not doing that. Feels so sad not doing it though. I guess I'll take a random medium item to round out my economy for the day. I have not yet found any meaningful way to use the sandbags. I've heard tell of a like pretty cool way to use them with like shiny paper airplane making an infinite, which yeah, that sounds cool, but I'm not going to try to pursue that. I haven't seen an orbital polisher, and at this rate, the run may very well be over before I can even solve a polisher. What are we looking at here? Blank slate for all. Is this the same guy? I don't know what the last guy's name was. I don't think he had these skills. I will note something I've learned from all this grinding is that Quillback really helps smack into these stealths. Like Life Conduit and Distill was just an auto loss, but Life Conduit Quillback has actually got me a couple of times while playing Weapon Still. Because it single-handedly does enough poison to kill your opponent in like 15 seconds, and it scales the absolute hell out of the Life Conduit. It's a very good thing to like save the matchup RNG when you're playing Life Conduit, at least for the first part of the game. On like day 9, Stell's too fast for it. Arcoon, it's day 6. Give me the juice.
Welcome to my
I've got 45 gold, so I guess I'm upgrading the delivery drone, man. That's not what I was looking for. Neither was that second page. Honestly, the insect wing is a kind of weird decision to make, because putting on the private runabout really doesn't do a whole hell of a lot. I think I'm supposed to just sit on it for a while, which is exceptionally weird. But like, yeah, it does nothing on a runabout. I think there are no jewels items I want at all. I'm going to leave without rolling. All right, so my build's very good, but I think I get absolutely bodied by Dire Mosquito, man. So 100 damage runabout. It's active at 1, 2, 3, 4. It's not guaranteed active until like 10 seconds. Dire Mosquito kills me. I have almost no defenses. You need either obscene damage or obscene shields to go into a mosquito fight. The day 3 one's basically impossible as far as I'm concerned. The day 6 one I've done a few times, but just like, I don't have that many active items, right? I have 4 active items into the slow fight, and I take a while to activate anyway. It's a bad spot to be in. I could get some value out of flashy mechanic here. Not like I have a good Grandmaster anyway, but I'm adjacency locked currently. I'm probably never gonna get any real value from this damn thing. I'm not taking that. I actually can't imagine a world where it improves my build.
Maybe I'll be trained.
First time you freeze, I'm going to be rolling off of that. Yikes. I suppose I'm taking static acceleration for the minuscule amount of crit chance that it is providing.
but it's beautiful.
We're gonna go Kina. We still need to find that launch tower if we actually end up showing off the best thing this character can do right now. Low roller is surprisingly good if you're playing the tool line because it feeds into a lot of different charge effects and is useful with both the cooldown reduction and largest. But for us, no interest whatsoever.
Listening to your needs.
Boom! Don't make me pivot. So something I've done a couple of times now is just bought Skyliner on day 6 with no intention of playing it long term because it's damn good on day 6. Is this one of those scenarios? Doesn't seem like it's not one of those scenarios, right? The toolbox is falling off. Bring this up. Bring this up. Bring that up. I think I'm happy just grabbing a temporary measure Skyliner here and then rolling and cursing when I have to immediately sell it. Can I get that? I can get that. This isn't doing anything anymore. And I think lowering the cooldown on Skyliner is actually a big deal, so I'm going to go for that. Pick up the runabouts. The damage is obscene. How much flight do I actually have? Not a whole hell of a lot, I think, is the answer. I think it's enough flight. I would really rather have an Ornithopter than a Karakara and then use the headset, but oh well, here we are. That's all the cash as well. We are dried up. It's just a straight up 10-second activation against Estelle, but I have no way to put flight on the damn thing. Well, reminder, you don't actually need flight on the runabout, right? Like, we can just do it this way. Yeah, true. Also, Noisy Cricket's no longer active, which is unfortunate, but we definitely need to have crit on the Skyliner more than on the runabout here. Unfortunately, into Estelle, just waiting 10 seconds for a runabout, or sorry, for a Skyliner might be a little bit on the slow side. Oh, what's he doing? Ball blasting, battle balloon, pressure heater, steam washer, blowtorch, smoke detector. I'm pretty sure we go off way before we burn to death and we easily kill him once we do. Yeah, we're totally fine. 80% crit chance sends its regards. I guess it's only 60% right now. It's incredibly strong though. And that's why we pick up Skyliners with no intention of playing them long term. It's just incredibly strong in the day you first get access to it. All right, so how many wings do I have to pump into this Skyliner before I decide to stick with it though? I mean, theoretically, like right now, we could just run all this shit instead of the runabout, right? Ayla can't really sell me anything I want. I don't have the gold to go to Ayla, so even though she's selling what I'm interested in, it doesn't make sense to click on her. I'll take the cinders for a bit more burn, a bit more cash. Go to Kina, looking for that launch tower. Not buying an econ option right now, and unfortunate.
You're not ready to accept
There is no chance we kill the parrot, right?
Okay.
This thing hits for 6 times with 60% crit chance. This might kill the parrot, man. I don't think it does. I really don't. But I kind of want to try. Despite how much I'm grinding for Legend, I have been clicking on people seeing if I can fight them. Got bonked by a thug a few times. I think I get full XP here, and plus 1 XP is good enough to be worth doing. I always forget just how badly this guy messes me up with slow, though. So, none of it hit the Scott. Oh, no, Skyliner's got 4 seconds of slow. We might have a serious problem on our hands. 0 experience. Well, lesson fucking learned. Don't come here with Skyliner. Do I go Fens or do I go Sharpening Stone? I'm broke enough that Sharpening Stone is actually more valuable to me. 5% of health today right before I level up doesn't really appeal to me too much. This helps a lot down the line. Right-handed is what I was looking for. Well, yeah, the same kind of thing. I've already got 3 seconds haste. It's probably enough. This Sharpening Stone can just sit in my stash and I'm planning on putting it on Runabout. Is this even better than Runabout, man? What are the odds Runabout just kills my opponent before any of this shit matters with the extra damage I've got at this point? Because Runabout is 100% my endgame build. Skyliner is too slow to trust on day 11. Even on day 11, like the early endgame Skyliner is too slow. I know you can make it faster, but not reliably. I think the Runabout's already better than Skyliner, man. Like yesterday, the Runabout felt a lot weaker than it does right now. And I'm gonna go Curio actually and just look for a bunch of random damage buffs on the first page. Do I want to grab and hold and share? So the reason to grab and hold this is in case I get a heavy enchant on the headset. I think that's totally reasonable. I only generate 1 item these days, so I can just call it quits there. I don't have to do anything else. Okay, I'm happy with this. I could try to get more, but I have gold I want to spend on other things. It's a pig that I think just barely hasn't died yet, which is what you want to say. Hasn't quite speedrun to its obsidian enchant just yet. Level 8, showcase, and just a pile of garbage with it. We should be totally fine. This is a very weak mid-game pig. He does have gold showcase, gold lumbor, so it's not nothing, but compared to like the worst thing pigs can be doing to you, this is totally fine. And yeah, I would say that was definitively better than the Skyliner. If we'd run that instead of Skyliner, I was hoping that I didn't think I would die before Skyliner resolved. I thought it would resolve, I would get full experience and then die, and I wanted to see, like, does it deal a lot more damage than I think it does? The answer is, motherfucker, he runs Dockline. Skyliner isn't activating.
I'm a people person, and sometimes...
Sorry, Skyliner, you're not actually the star of this show. Hangar's a very strong card, but, like, if you're playing Runabout, as broken as Hangar is, you kind of don't need it. Now, that said, it does mess up your opponent's build pretty substantially. But I don't have the ability to activate Flight, right? Like, I'd give up Kara Gunsight to do it, not even close to worth. I can imagine a world where you make Hangar Runabout work, but I've never been in the position to try that myself. Oh my god, we found it. The build has officially gone to the moon. I'm just going to toss that. I don't want to deal with the space issues. I'm not going to wait for a Quixel to take it off my hands.
Happy to make a sale.
Okay.
Say goodbye.
So now with the Ornithopter, we have another source of flight plus the -1 second here. We're going to start way faster. It should be at 5 seconds. We are immediately nuclear for the rest of the fight. We also have the ability to get the crit on Kara, for what little it accounts for. And this really helps us down the line, potentially pivot into Launch Tower. We kind of need Ornithopter plus one other immediate combat start to get it going. So that's the stuff we need before the transition's sorted. I'll go to Andy. There are still meaningful upgrades there.
You can't afford it.
What about Flare Gun? Instead of running this, I could run Flare Gun. We're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right now. Flare Gun is guaranteeing we're active at 5 seconds. Well, I mean, we already are, though. With the Angle Grinder, it doesn't do anything right now. Flare Gun's very strong. I don't have, like, any chance of generating dupes this run, though, so I'm not super concerned with it, and all of my board already does largely the same thing. I don't need to buy that. Hammer, you say? Well, all right. I'm going to the temple tomorrow, so it makes a lot of sense to spend my gold however I can. Obviously, hammer is not what I want to spend it on, because I can't do a lot with that. Tomorrow, after I've gotten the hammer, I obviously will not be buying tools in the temple, so it won't be activating the quest, but oh well. And I'm going to Cosmic Rock entirely for feathers. Keen Eye's all right, Cosmic Wind is very good, but I'm here mostly for feathers. Because this is fast, but I'd prefer to be instantaneous, and genuinely, you can get shockingly close to instantaneous.
If my family saw this,
It still astounds me that the rank 1 guide does not suggest this is the strongest strategy for stealth. Because, like, I understand the more I play with what that guide was suggesting, that theoretically you can miss what you need for Runabout, and while Runabout's super broken, so is Hangar, so building towards Hangar is super reliable. But I am not even remotely convinced that Runabout is not stronger than the Hangar stuff. I think this is so broken, and hopefully we'll get what we need to show that off today. How dare you? I thought we had the launch tower. Not today, it seems. However, our crit chance does appear to keep climbing. We're up to 40%, 70% during flight. Toss the blowtorch. I guess I didn't need to. But I wanted to buy Solar Drone, and the reason is entirely because it's a 1-slot vehicle. Right now, if we were to pick up Launch Tower, we put it on the right of Ornithopter. We'd be dropping the Kara and the Angle Grinder drone, and we'd be looking at 1, 2, 3 immediate flights, 1 more second off Ornithopter. At 2 seconds, Ornithopter flies another thing, getting us down to 2 seconds, and unfortunately not quite enough. I'll figure it out once I get a Launch Tower. I don't even think about it right now, and I don't want to run that thing.
Weapon instead.
Is Sterling worth it? At 3 seconds, I get a flight, I haste it, and it should resolve right before the flights, but that hardly matters, does it? I'm gonna go Sterling. I am gonna go Ornithopter. This matters a lot for getting my startup combat activations very quickly if I switch into Launch Tower. Right now, it's not doing a whole hell of a lot, though. And I feel very strong for day 8. Apparently, I am undefeated, which doesn't surprise me, but I did not realize this. You're missing items on your Ball Blaster build, my guy. That doesn't seem right. Joystick, triple blowtorch. Well, with triple blowtorch, maybe he stands a chance, but I don't think he does. I think even with all these blowtorches, the reason I'm not ever hyped when people are suggesting Ball Blaster is this. Ball Blaster is at no point bad, but at many points worse than the best thing Stell can be doing. Also, admittedly, it's a day 8 Solar Ball Blaster with a missing item slot, so obviously, but I don't think there's a Ball Blaster board that beats what I am doing right now, which is why I don't really get behind Ball Blaster. When I make my Stell guide, I will have tons of video evidence of me using Ball Blaster very successfully in this grind, but it's always a make the best, do the things available to you, pivot through sort of thing. It's never like I want to be ball blasting. It's just like you can really reliably get something good enough to go like 5 out of 6 wins in your opening. Anyways, as always, I don't have to think too hard about the boulder trap when we're running the runabout. It just immediately kills the damn thing. Well, those are very good loot items. Toss this, toss that. Gunsight never re-enters a build once you're in this phase. Like, it's just not worth running. Maybe there's some way to hold it that I don't know about, but I've never seen it come to pass. Toss this, get the buff on the correct item. Hold this right enchant. We're gonna use this before today ends regardless, and we're not gonna get any new items.
Watch out, Tantius Industries.
And this is why I always hold the stupid lantern, because given the choice of 30% crit chance versus a poison enchant, I'm gonna take 30% crit chance. The poison enchant is genuinely by far the worst enchant of all the offensive enchants. It does very, very little. And simultaneously, it takes up the enchant slot on the runabout. So if I get another enchant at the end of the temple, or if I die and get one, or there's just randomly one offered to me, in all those circumstances, after using the poison enchant, I would just lose it as opposed to keeping this effect. Anyway, 100% crit chance is really, really good. I don't know if you're aware of this. I don't know if you've seen Red Lantern doing disgusting things on recent videos, but the card's kind of messed up. And yeah, that's a decidedly better enchant. There are both more damage directly, but also there are a lot of synergy skills that really care about inflicting burn. I doubt we'll be making too much use of those, but it is worth mentioning. It is a pig that hasn't died. You'd love to see it. He is not suicide speedrunning his obsidian enchant and hoping for the best. Dog things? Not dog things. Sponsored apparel, bushel, silk scarf, sextant, dog things. Sorry, spoke too soon. We should just be fast enough to push through that. I think we'll be fine. 3.8k health, though, is a lot more than I was expecting. He does have a decent... No, I'm dead. I'm shocked at how good his defenses are. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I say I'm dead? I meant he's dead. So sponsored apparel, when you use an item, haste an item for 1 second, huh? I've never seen turbo sponsored apparel. It seems like a relatively good enchant. There's a reason I underestimated that build. It also sped up the bushel to an absolutely ludicrous degree, giving him a lot more health than I expected. Was not expecting this thing to heal 1,000. Like, it did activate 17 times. It seems like the fight went on for a long time. That was a very quick, very bloody fight. Anyway, undefeated 9-0. Time to crash out and end my streak, I suppose. Or time to go to Kina and finally complete the thing I've been talking about the entire run. Evidently not. The extract for the build I chose not to play. Perfect. I've got so much gold and there's so little chance of getting anything at these other two, but at the same time, I think the play, just throw away the gunpowder, it's not happening, is to take the chocolates. I could go to Kevin roll just for the teeny tiny chance of getting a shielded item I care about, but no item I care about just automatically has shield. False Harrow's genuinely good for me here. I have no items where their second activation will ever matter that are not weapons, so Assault Focus is good for me. Outside of that, we have Strength and Kenai. I guess Kenai would only matter against like a Deadly Fort.
And go saber-tooth on ya.
Well, maybe there's a Deadly Fort in my future. Uncle Odie, you want to give me the juice? Yeah, that's a little bit of juice, but that's not the juice, Odie. Odie does not want to give me the juice, which is unfortunate. I'll take the 10% CDR. It could theoretically help a build in the future.
Upgrading people's lives.
Yikes. I'm gonna take Sirocco Step. It makes me immune to slow slightly longer. There's no chance the average Andy is more valuable than this, but this is a fairly minor upgrade, all things told, with how the build functions. And as opposed to going to the apparel shop getting nothing, I'll take my experience, and against a Mac, I feel relatively safe. Generally speaking, there are very few Mac builds fast enough to deal with any version of Runabout. Adrenal Converter, Emergency Draft, Draft. Whoa, what are we doing here? This is a very cool build concept, but I think it's gonna be under half health way faster than his build wants to be. Yeah, we're just fine. And this has broadly been my experience playing Stell for the past, like, I would like to resume the run. I don't know where it's gonna load me in though, because the run was over. I should have checked to see where I was at. I'm still rank 49, you say? All right, I gained 5 ranks apparently from that run. It does exist now, and apparently I've also started my next run, but I had no chest previously, so it did properly resolve, and I don't get to talk over the final screen of it. But generally speaking, that is how my runs go. I pilot through weapons. Sometimes it's ball blaster tools, sometimes it's aerial turret, sometimes it's just Kara wide weapons. Very, very rarely I find myself missing everything and playing some sort of burn tool build or balloon engine fly cycling burn build. But generally speaking, that's what I'm doing. Then depending on how the mid-game progresses, I'll either go really hard into burn with a pressure heater or really hard into damage with either aerial turret or runabout. And my end goals are either hang glider, runabout, or any sort of build that does good things with a hanger, because hanger just breaks your opponent's build so hard. And before I wrap this up, for anyone who's been really enjoying the double uploads lately, sorry, there will not be a second upload today. I have to try to get top 10 for the guide. I don't think I'll be trying to grind to top 1, but I'm going to see if I can do it. For now, though, I'm done. Thank you for your time, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.